Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. So, I am talking to the contingency today. The contingency of Josh Gaddis should not be fired. Josh Gaddis got dealt a bad hand. Josh Gaddis won the Broyles Award. All that good stuff. I'm talking to y'all today. Because all those excuses that y'all make for Josh Gaddis, I agree with all of them. I do. And I also disagree with all of them at the same time. I do. So let's talk about this. When Josh Gaddis was hired, and this is the funny thing to me because this contingency says one of the biggest issues with Miami is the fact that we are rotating coaches in and out too frequently. And I said, that's very interesting, right? I can't speak about Randy Shannon because when Randy Shannon was here, I was in high school, so I really wasn't as inclined in understanding what was going on with Randy Shannon. But I know what's going on with Al Golden. Al Golden in 5 years had two offensive coordinators, Jedd Fisch, James Coley. Jedd Fisch left under his own power after year two. James Coley was not retained by Mark Richt. We've had two defensive coordinators since Al Golden took over. That's Mark D'Onofrio and Manny Diaz, right? We've had, obviously, four head coaches: Al Golden, Mark Richt, Manny Diaz, and now Mario Cristobal. That's what we've had. And what I'm trying to figure out is that the mood changes, right? The mood changes. The mood when we feel like Josh Gaddis should be fired for reasons that, you shouldn't have to explain this, but the response is, well, he was dealt a bad hand. He run the Broyles. He needs time to get his players in here, right? He needs to do that. We don't need to mess up the continuity of the team. But then when a coach leaves after 2 years, because again, let me preface by saying the contingency said, oh, this is a 2-year rental. It's a 2-year rental. Josh Gaddis will be out of here in 2 years. Then maybe Frank Ponce would have learned enough from Josh Gaddis to take over. That's what we'll say. 2 years. He won the Broyles Award, right? Won the Broyles Award. So 2 years. He's going to be a head coach. One Kane fan told me when Josh Gaddis become a head coach, he ain't going to be going to no little job like SMU. I still think about that and I chuckle, man, because that is so hilarious, man. Talk about putting the cart, not the cart. Talk about putting the cart, another cart, and then another cart before the horse. We got about 4 carts before the horse. We ain't got 1 cart. We got 4 carts for 1 horse. Think about that, right? That's what we said. But it's cool to say that the man is going to be here for 2 years and leave. Nobody talks about continuity. Nobody talks about consistency and having it. What do they say? Oh, man, it's a part of the game. It's a part of the business. Guys come in, do their little thing, they leave, they go off to bigger ventures. But when it's about firing somebody, all of a sudden, well, it's about the kids, man. It's about the kids. We need to have some type of continuity in here. We need to have some consistency in here. Kids shouldn't have to learn the offense their freshman year, learn another one their sophomore year, then learn another one their junior year. That's not fair to the kids, man. It's not fair to the Oregon kids that Kenny Dillingham is leaving. Wasn't fair to the quarterback that came after Joe Burrow when he found out Joe Brady leaving. Wasn't fair to him. Wasn't fair. But that's not a problem. Kane fans talking about, that's why we don't want Lane Kiffin right there, because Lane Kiffin to leave. But y'all wanted Joe Brady. Throw Joe Brady all the money, give him a deal, give him an offer he can't refuse. So people leave, man. That's either you're able to leave under your own power or you get shown the door. But let's talk about Carr's deal, right? Let's think about. I want this answered in the comment. Which offensive coordinator had the worst hand dealt? And I'm gonna talk about Dan Enos, Rhett Lashlee. I'm gonna talk about Josh Gaddis, right? Because what was said, it don't matter who the offensive coordinator was. With the talent that we got and all this stuff like this, man, no offensive coordinator could have made this work. Okay. Let's go back to Carr's depth. Let's start with Dan Enos. Dan Enos gets hired. Oh man. What Nick Saban say? Hey, where's Dan? Dan's in Miami. What? Yeah, Dan's in Miami. Man, y'all know Dan. Man, y'all know Dan. He the reason Tua and Jalen Hurts were looking like that. Man, you know Dan. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this was the hand Dan Enos was dealt. Dan Enos was dealt two immature quarterbacks, N'Kosi Perry, Jarren Williams. And then he was a larger than life collegiate player in Tate Martell, right? Comparisons to Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. He's of that caliber. He went to The Ohio State. He's going to come in here. He's going to put the team on his back, and he's going to win a Heisman. We're going to the national championship. Come to find out, Tate can't even throw the football. Shout out Tate, man. Shout out Tate. But come to find out, Tate can't even throw the football. Come to find out, Tate ain't even better than what we have. And come to find out, Tate is not even any more mature than what we already got in the building. This is the hand Dan Enos was dealt, right? We ain't even got to the first game yet. First game, 11 sacks. Zion Nelson starts as a undersized freshman whose, I believe, best offer was Appalachian State. Out there against an NFL caliber player who we down talk. Well, I didn't down talk. I didn't down talk him. But a lot of people down talk said he wasn't that good. Now, he didn't have another game like that, but he had one against Miami. Dan Enos dealing with somebody didn't laminate his play sheet. Y'all remember Dan over there? Y'all remember Dan over there, man, doing that? Get KJ Osborne in, right? Got KJ Osborne in the game, come in. And KJ was a good pickup from the portal, but KJ wasn't looked at as I don't believe KJ was looked at as a difference maker, right? Many people who watched it said, yeah, he's going to be a solid receiver. He's doing good things up there in Minnesota, so salute you, KJ Osborne. So, don't necessarily have a reliable number two, dealing with drops, right? We got drops. This is what Dan Enos was dealt, right? Dan Enos got fired. We went to the ball game. Obviously, it seemed like the team offense had quit on Dan Enos, so we scored 0 points against La Tech. But even as bad as that, it looked better than what we got now. So we'll go to Rhett Lashlee. Year one looks decent. Got D'Eriq King in there. D'Eriq King gets hurt. Bowl game. Shreds his knee. Putting N'Kosi Perry in. N'Kosi Perry looks good. So now we're under the impression maybe Kosi is going to stick around and we don't have to rush King back. Nah. Kosi said, I'm graduating. I'm going to FAU. Okay. So what you got right now, Rhett Lashlee? Okay, now I got Jake Garcia, who is somewhat hurt. I got Tyler Van Dyke, who doesn't look like anything special. And now, first game of the year, I got the University of Alabama, and I got a quarterback out there that basically has one leg, and I think he injured his shoulder. Can't run the football still, right? Can't run the football. Guys not necessarily getting open. Spring, let's go back before we get to Alabama. Spring, Charleston Rambo comes in. Charleston Rambo got hurt and got overtaken on the depth chart. What was said about Charleston Rambo when he came to the University of Miami? Oh, Charleston Rambo dropped balls. Well, dang, man. We already got Mike Harley and Will Mallory dropping balls. We need another one. Now, to his credit, Charleston Rambo caught a lot of balls here, but he dropped his fair share of balls too. All right? So D'Eriq King is out. Think about that hand. D'Eriq King is out. You got plays in the playbook that call for the quarterback to run the ball. You got rollouts and stuff to kind of make it so the quarterback can do all this and stuff like this. And now you gotta, in the middle of the season, you gotta start all the way back over. Can't run the football. Rooster suspended first 6 games of the year? Or was it 4 games? 4 or 6 games. Don Chaney hurt after game 2. Cam Harris not looking like the Cam Harris that we remember that came in with Lorenzo Lingard. Will Mallory, hobbling. Think about that hand. But you were able to parlay that. And for my spade people, Rhett Lashley messed around and won a book with a doggone 5 of spades. Won a book with a 5 of spades, right? Now we got Josh Gaddis. Think about the hand Josh Gaddis was dealt. Josh Gaddis was dealt one of the hottest quarterbacks in college football. He was dealt one of the highest quarterbacks in college football, while his predecessors didn't even know who the quarterback was going to be when they got to campus. Josh Gaddis has one of the better tight ends in college football, right? Now, I will say Josh Gaddis, similar to, again, his predecessors, we are looking for a wide receiving threat. Last 2 years, we were able to knock it out the park with Charleston Rambo and KJ Osborne. We thought we found something in Frank Lasson, but we did find something in Kobe Young, right? And for the third offensive coordinator, guess what we couldn't do? Couldn't run the ball. Couldn't run the ball. But by some stretch of the imagination, Rhett Lashley was able to figure it out. Dan Enos figured it out for one game. Scored 52 points on Louisville. Tyler Van Dyke ended up winning ACC Rookie of the Year. And here we got Josh Gaddis going into 4 overtimes and can't score a touchdown. So when y'all talk about this hand that was dealt, and I see the predecessors having similar hands dealt, and they were able to, obviously Rhett Lashley laps him, but Dan Enos had the same hand, and he got fired. And Dan Enos wasn't thought about because we brought Rhett Lashley in. So, I don't know. I think all 3 of them had similar hands dealt. And it just comes down to the better of the 3 coaches. Well, the better fit was able to overcome, right? But with that being said, though, who from the onset of the start of the season, right? Let's not, let's think about that from the onset, because D'Eriq King was hurt, regardless of what the report said. When we saw D'Eriq King come out there against Alabama, oh, this ain't D'Eriq King. This ain't D'Eriq King. So, which of the 3 coordinators do you feel had the worst hand dealt? So all 3 dealt with injuries. Along the offensive line, all 3 couldn't run the football. So which one had the worst hand dealt? So like, subscribe, share as always. It's all about the you.